So far, we have seen that Siya comes there to meet her grandfather. She talks a lot with him and at the same time opens the box of memories from her orphanage and starts reminiscing about those memories. And when it's time to leave, Mrs. Rao does not let her go. Meanwhile, some servants working there order Siya to be locked in her room. Before anyone could understand or do anything, the servants quickly grab Siya and start taking her upstairs. Seeing this, Siya loses her temper and delivers a powerful kick to the stomach of the servant holding her hand. She was so strong that with just one kick, the servant fell back a little. Along with this, Siya grabbed the hand of another servant and twisted it in such a way that the sound of his bone breaking reached everyone's ears. The third servant, who was standing a little distance away, couldn't react. Quickly, Siya picked up a flower pot that was there and smashed it directly on his head. Hosa, with this, all three were on the ground, and Siya stood among them holding a broken piece of the flower pot. At that moment, she looked so dangerous that no one could even dare to look at her. Her grandfather, Mr. Rao, and along with the three brothers, Ragini was also shocked to see all this. They didn't even have time to reject anything. But as soon as the eldest son of the Rao family, Ram, comes to his senses and looks at his mother, he almost shouts, "Mom, what is all this? And what are you doing? Do you even understand or not?" At the same time, the grandfather also shouts, "Rude, how dare you? Think of locking our granddaughter like this. You have crossed all limits by doing this. Now tell me, what punishment should I give you for this act of yours?" Mr. Rao had also come to his senses by now, and he too started shouting at them, scolding them. Mrs. Rao looks at everyone, feeling very angry and insulted. That's why she says, "Why are you all behaving like this? I did all this for all of you, and you are blaming me." Then looking at Mr. Old Rao, she says, "Dad, you wanted this girl to stay here, right?" But she was not agreeing. "That's why I had to take this route. She would have insisted for a couple of days, but later she would be ready to stay with us. What's the big deal in this?" And then looking at Ram, "Don't you know what could happen if this girl doesn't stay here? How can you forget about your sister? Do you remember what Dad said? If this girl doesn't stay here, they will also take Ragini away from here. How can you be so careless to forget such a big thing?" And then looking at Siya, she says, "This girl has grown wings. If she stays locked in a room with Mr. Bajaj for some time, she will come to her senses. But I underestimated her." Then looking at Saya, she almost shouts, "This all happened because of you. Until today, my son, who never asked me a question about anything, is shouting at me because of you. Even Dad is shouting at me. If I am being insulted, it is only and only because of you. I wish you had died at birth. That would have been better. Thank God that God gave me Regini. If I had a daughter like you, I would have truly killed her with my own hands. Having a daughter like you is the biggest disgrace for us, which we cannot erase even if we want to. Mrs. Rao did not realize what she was saying in her anger, as it was the first time she faced such a situation in her life, because she had always been given respect and love in the entire family. No one had ever questioned any of her actions. But today, everyone was angry with her, scolding her, and she could not tolerate this at all. Before she could say anything further, a sharp object came flying towards her at full speed and grazed her face. Just a few seconds later, her painful screams filled everyone's ears, and everyone looked in that direction. Mrs. Rao's cheeks were bleeding, and she had collided with the wall after being hit by a piece of the flower pot, and it broke into more pieces and fell down. Then everyone looked ahead, and for a moment their hearts seemed to stop. At that moment, Sia's eyes had turned completely red. She was so angry that all the suppressed hatred, anger, and pain from her past life had come out today. Along with that, every word spoken by her in-laws was piercing her heart like a dagger. Rajini looks at Shesh Rao and runs to him. She takes out a handkerchief from her pocket and tries to stop the blood coming from his face, asking him while crying, "Are you okay?" But Mrs. Rao was so shocked that she couldn't say anything. She was just mumbling while sitting down with one hand on her cheek. Seeing this, Ragini got very angry, and she almost ran towards Siya to attack her and to give a strong slap. Ragini raised her hand, but before Ragini's hand could even touch Siya, Shah grabs her hand and pushes her down with a jerk. Before Ragini could react further, Shah unleashed a flurry of slaps on her with all her strength, and finally she delivers a powerful kick to her knees, causing her to fall directly at Sia's feet. Siya places her heel on one of Rajini's hands and starts crushing it. Seeing all this, everyone was even more shocked. The three brothers quickly rushed to help Ragini and started lifting her, but Siya did not remove her foot. The three brothers opened their mouths to say something, but as soon as they saw the expressions on Sia's face, their mouths automatically shut. They had a lot to say, but no sound came out. The grandfather and his assistant sitting at a distance were watching all this. They were also shocked because they did not expect Siya to do something like this. They had never even dreamed of such things. But they did not take the trouble to stop Siya or save Mrs. Rao or Rajini. They were just watching calmly. The anger, hatred, and pain in the grandfather's eyes were clearly visible.